What's good, YouTube? This is going to be my movie review for Air, directed by Ben Affleck, the behind-the-scenes story of how Jordan came to signing with Nike. First thing I want to start with is giving credit to the movie for just being able to feel like a time machine and going back in terms of like style and aesthetic, the way that they make it feel like you're back in the 1980s. I think they did such a good job with that. Starts by meeting Matt Damon's character who plays Sonny Vaccaro. Matt Damon's great as always, just brings, that personality and just that character with usually any role he's in, so I really enjoyed him in here. Chris Tucker plays Howard White, and I mean, my goodness, Chris Tucker is just so amazing still. It is so awesome to see him just like basically be the same exact way that he was, just like back in the Friday movies. The more I kept seeing him and the way he was acting in this movie, I just wanted a new Friday movie. Come on, let's get another Friday because it is needed. But I think he was fantastic. I really enjoyed just anytime he was on screen and anytime he was like talking with Matt Damon's character and everything like that. I feel like he wasn't just there for the comedy. Then there's Jason Bateman, who also has a great performance. I also like how they incorporated a sort of personal side of things that kind of showed the risk with everything they were taking with his characters. But as with most people in here, he does a fantastic job with the character that he's playing, and I think just, the little smart remarks that he has that, Jason Bateman is known for, it's there and it's great. Viola Davis is fantastic as Jordan's mom. You could tell why they wanted to cast her. Not only is she kind of resembles her, but she just has that powerful presence, and just with what Jordan's mom pretty much had to talk and negotiate through these type of things, you needed somebody like that in order to portray the sternness and not backing down at all, because she really did believe in her son, and it was just amazing to see her performance in here. Just shows why she is one of the best out there right now. Marlon Wayne's appearance in here is brief, but it is pretty impactful when it comes to what happens, especially in the end and everything. The conversation that he has with Matt Damon's character at one point throughout the film, like I said, he's not in there a lot, but during then is kind of what leads to Matt Damon's character realizing just kind of how he needs to go about things, and just kind of a turning point, really. So there is a agent guy in there, David Falk, who is also played by Chris Messina, which it's funny because just anytime I see this guy, all I can think of is the movie Devil. I mean, it's just, that's the only movie that I can think of him being in, and he's been in probably a bunch of other stuff, but I'm pretty sure that's just the one memorable one that I have. So that's just, anytime I see him, that's all I think of. But this guy, I mean, my goodness, it's fun with the kind of phone conversations he has with Matt Damon, but there is a point that he kind of goes full on Tom Cruise from Tropical Thunder.
Take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! I will rain down an ungodly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I will fuck you up!
It's quite, not as quite off the hinges as that, but it's up there. It definitely resembled it in a lot of ways. I also think when they picked Julius Tennant to play Jordan's father, that was a good choice. He also is a good resemblance of him and everything, so also just a good wholesome type of character. He was awesome. I enjoyed him in here. I think he did a good job. They also have some fun comedic moments with the guy who pretty much created the design of the shoe, Peter Moore, played by Matthew Maurer. They just had some pretty fun moments in there with it, so I enjoy that, it wasn't just a completely serious type of movie. They actually did have some comedy in there, some lightheartedness, and they had a little bit of fun with that. And if a lot of that was actually true, like, step by step or whatever, then it makes it even more, like, just entertaining. Then there's Ben Affleck playing Phil Knight. I think he did a good job. I think it was fun. I'm sure he had fun playing this character as well. Not really a role that you had to overdo it or anything, just kind of straightforward, and I think he did it the best you could. And he really isn't in here as much as I thought I would probably see him. If anything, I think Matt Damon's character is the one that we see the most. He is pretty much the main guy in here. All around, I think everybody did a good job. Anytime anybody was on screen, there's nobody who I was sitting there thinking that they were out of place or out of character or not doing a good enough job. Air is a well-directed movie that is easily engaging and shows the story of those who were instrumental in every move that went into becoming what we now know as Air Jordan, from the CEO that had to risk it all, the same way it took to get where he was now, to the guy with no real role in the business other than being a good scout for players. From the risk Jordan's mom took just from how much she believed in her son, down to the guy that created the actual shoe, and Jordan ultimately deciding to sign with Nike. This story is an amazing display of the credit and courage it took those involved to make history, and I think it does a good job at highlighting those that may not be mentioned as much as Jordan. When it comes to rating this movie, I gotta say, I enjoyed it pretty much from start to finish. I honestly enjoy when you're able to learn the history or the backstory behind how these things come about. And it's always wild to see all of the different decisions that went into this and just how many different steps could have been taken that may have led to a different history. And just the idea that any alternate decision that could have been made could have led to a different future altogether, and who knows if we would even have Air Jordans right now. So it's always cool to just think about that kind of stuff and see all of that went into it. So I gotta say, when it comes to ranking it, I'm gonna have to put this as a 1. I would recommend this for anybody who is just into, say, shoes, if you're into shoes, or if you're into Jordan. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that this could appeal to. I personally really just enjoyed it. Have you seen Air, though? If you have, let me know down below what you thought of it, and also let me know if you own a pair of Jordans. Let me know what kind and everything like that. And if you enjoyed my reaction, please let me know by hitting the thumbs up. I would appreciate it, and if you want to see more of my videos, just go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in those. Until then, take it easy.